This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Man, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure. Can't beat it.
Right, exactly. You know, we're getting paid to talk sports. We're getting paid to talk to Robert Jones. You know, it's all good. I see you got a Dodgers hat on. So is that your baseball team, or is it just a fashion thing?
Just a fashion thing, almost Sunday sent me, some things. So, I just like to rep it.
Okay. All right. Do you have a baseball team? Are you into baseball at all?
I'm really not into baseball, but I'm into Chicago because I'm from Chicago. So,
I know
White
that.
Sox,
I was going to
you know,
ask if you're a Cubs or a Sox fan. I'm not sure. That's why.
I'm a White Sox to the bone.
Okay. All right. All right. Cool stuff. All right. I like it. Let me ask you, when you beat Chicago, was that cool for you? I mean, because you got to play in the game, you played every snap, and you walked out of there with a victory. So, did you grow up a Bears fan?
Man, really, I didn't get into football till late in my my teenage years.
I
But
think you only played what, like 8 games in high school or something like
yeah,
that.
that was my first year playing varsity, my senior year. So but I was always a Chicago fan. So no matter what it was, the White Sox, the Cubs, the Bulls, the Hawks, everything, the Blackhawks, everything. I'm a fan of. So when we was able to play Chicago, the first game actually starting at guard in Chicago at home, man, it was amazing. So when we beat them, it was just like it was something I couldn't, I had a lot of emotions in me, but you already know how to get over that fast and get ready for the next week.
So how many of your teammates from ERABs do you still keep in touch with? And did any of them call you after that game?
Um, it's a handful of guys, I still that because I went to Rockford East my senior year in high school in Rockford, Illinois. It was a handful of guys that I still talk to. I grew up in Chicago, so a lot of guys from Chicago that I grew up with, all the time. They was at the game. They came support me. My coaches from Chicago and Rockford called me, and some of them came to the game just to see me play.
That's awesome. It's so cool, man, because you become, Robert, you also become an inspiration for all of them too, because they see where you're coming from, and then there's going to be youngins that are going to be in the same spot where Robert Jones was at, and they're going to wonder, well, can I do it? What if? And then they see you, and then that's an example and a piece of motivation, for younger people. So it's really, this is actually really important, not just for yourself, but you're laying the groundwork for other kids too.
No, yeah, most definitely. That's my main reason. Especially in the off season, I try to go back to Chicago. When I was younger, coming up, I was part of this mentoring, ship that it was for African American boys on the South Side of Chicago. It was called Champs Mentoring, and I was one of the original Champs mentees. And I go back now because it kind of blew up now. Michael Jordan's a part of Nike. Everyone's a part of it now. Trying to help it. And I go back and just talk to them guys, let them know, no matter what you're going through right now, it's so much more to life. It's all about perseverance. Just keep pushing through, pushing through, and just have that light. Make sure you still got that light at the end of the tunnel. You got to, your goals that you want to, where you want to get to, but you also get them goals step by step, and just be where your feet are, because your life can really change in a year. So just stay positive. So I just try to be the inspiration to all them guys, because as long as I can get to one person, that's what it's all about.
Hey man, think about it. You go from where you're at, in Chicago, and then you go to a couple of universities, and then now you find yourself, in the NFL, and you're starting against your favorite team. You're right. Anything can change. So talk to me first of all. Walk me through your senior year. What was the watershed moment that made you play football when you weren't a football guy up until that point? What got you into football? What motivated you? What was the situation that day, that week, that month? Talk to me about what made Robert Jones a football player that moment in his senior year.
So my junior year in high school, I think it was the beginning of my junior year, I believe, if I can remember. I went to Gary Coleman College Prep on the south side of Chicago, and I had a coach named, Hampton, David Hampton. He played in the NFL, and he saw me. He saw me coming out of detention. He was like, "Man, you a meal ticket." He was like, "You play football?" I'm like, "No, I don't play football." He was like, you need to be playing football. So I went out there my junior year. I tried it out. And, I didn't like it, but, I played. It was like a JV. I was on a JV team. I tried it. And then I ended up quitting. And then I ended up moving to Rockford, Illinois. And I moved to Rockford, Illinois with my uncle for my senior year. And Gary Griffin, he was like, man, he was like the mastermind of everything. He told me, like, he was like, man, I'm going to get you to the league. And he told me, like, I played D-line. And he told me as the year was going on, because like my grades was messed up. I went from school to school and everything. It's a long story. And he was like, I'm gonna get you JUCO offers. You're gonna go to one of the best JUCOs. You're gonna graduate a year and a half. You're gonna go Power 5, and you're gonna go to the NFL. And I'm like, yeah, all right, I hear you. And I'm like, because in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna get a factory job. I'm gonna make good money. I don't got no obligations, and I'm gonna just live life. So, season going on, playing. He just keep telling me, he got me meeting coaches from like New Mexico and everything. And the coach from New Mexico told me, he's like, you graduate at a JUCO in a year and a half, we're gonna take you. And I'm like, okay. So boom, the end of the season, he made everything happen. So really, like, David Hampton really the one who started me playing, but Gary Griffin's the one who made, basically all this come to life for real. Like, without his vision, I probably never saw it, never been where I'd be. But like, just going to Rockford, Illinois, it was just like I played because I was big enough to play and I had nothing else to do. It kept me out the house. I wasn't trying to go home after school, so I just kept playing. It was fun and it got fun, especially playing D tackle. You can just dog people all day. So yeah,
it's a beautiful thing when somebody believes in you, isn't it?
no,
Right?
most
I
definitely.
mean, that's all part, because we take it for granted when our moms and dads and our girlfriends or wives or whatever, it's like, well, yeah, you love me, so yeah, of course you think I'm great and you think I'm handsome and you think I'm fantastic and they have all the adjectives for you no matter what you're doing because they love you, you know what I mean?
No,
But
for
then
sure.
when somebody else that is not your blood see something in you that you don't even see in yourself, my man. That's pretty awesome
No, most
because
definitely.
you just told me you didn't even see it in yourself. You're thinking factory job, and this guy's thinking the NFL. And now you got to sit there and think about Mr. Griffin all the time going, man, this guy's pretty awesome. He saw something in me I didn't even see in myself. That's pretty cool.
No, most definitely.
It's pretty cool, man. That is very cool. So when you get into football, what was the moment that you loved it? Because Robert, you can't play this game if you really don't have some love for it. It can't just be about the money. The pain, the struggles, the crap you got to go through, all that stuff, man. And you've gone through a whole bunch of stuff without making any money. So when was the moment you loved football? Do you remember that?
Man, honestly, I think it was going into my second year in JUCO. After my first year, I wanted to quit. I went back home. I started working in the factory job, and I moved back with my uncle in Rockford, Illinois, working the factory job. And he told me, he was like, "Man, this always gonna be here. You might as well go chase your dream." And JUCO hard already. JUCO make you want to give up. But me just working that factory job and seeing everything, and it just made me open my eyes. Like, man, I can do so much more than what I'm doing right now. And I had the opportunity to, just really, my whole mindset was like, get my education first, get a free education. I'm like, man, I can do this and get a free education and just I could be the owner at the factory, I could be, I could be the GM or something. So boom, I went back and I started grinding at it, like going to my second year, and I just grinded and I grinded, and that's when I really fell in love with the game because I was just working so hard just to take the next step and just develop myself and not go back to where I was just at, not go back to Chicago, not go back, to the hood Chicago and nothing like that. And I think that's why I fell in love because I knew I had an opportunity to do so much more. And especially going back home and see how everybody looked up to me. It showed me like I was a motivation to a lot of people. So I think that's what really helped me like just fall in love with the game.
Hey, man, it's not I can't compare myself to you because we do two different things, but it's kind of the same thing. Ever since I got into doing this, I don't ever want to get a real job, bro. So, Robert, this is 33 years of doing this now and this is the way I look at it. I don't have a real job. I haven't had a real job for 33 years. And I do work my ass off doing this, but it never feels like work because it's what I love.
So
And if you found something you love, which is football, you got to think about this, Robert. We're maybe in the 5 percentile in the world. 95% of the people feel like you did in that factory that day. I don't want to do this every day, but they have to do it because they have to survive. So, when you get to do something you love, that's the ultimate motivation.
I most definitely really is.
It's pretty amazing. All right. So, you're you start this whole thing late. And then here's the other thing that I thought is very interesting about your life so far, and I think it's what's allowed you to succeed. So you tell me, the fact that okay, you started late, but not only did you start late, you've gone to multiple high schools, if I understand correctly. You've gone to multiple colleges, as I understand, and now you're in the NFL. You've had to also play multiple positions. Okay. And you've talked about it, how you'll play all 5 positions if you have to. Not that from what I understand, you haven't played center, but you've taken the time on your own to take a couple of snaps just to kind of stay sharp and try to, just in case, maybe I have to play center. But has this made you a tougher minded individual? The fact that your road to the Dolphins was not a smooth one. It was one where you had to go the hard route because you started late, because you weren't playing on 7-on-7s and transitioning to a JV team and then a varsity, and everybody could see you and all those kind of things. All that stuff was gone from your life because you started in your senior year. And since then, it's been rough sledding. Has that made you a better player?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I think exactly what you said. Just growing up, like just watching my mom work hard, trying to take care of 3 kids, and just like the struggles and everything, just coming about. It always made me tough because no matter what, I always saw people get everything out the mud. Nothing was given. So especially when I started playing football, I knew I was so behind. I knew everybody already had a head start, that had years ahead of me. So that made me grind even harder than everybody else because I know people got better technique than me and stuff like that, but I'm going to go out there and play hard. I'm going to be more aggressive. So, stuff like that, me going to JUCO and everything, just had to earn everything, just made me a better player because I never look at it like that I made it. So I'm always grinding. I'm always working hard because I know I got a lot more to go.
From what I understand, you wear some Guns N' Roses attire before games. Is that the deal or something like that? Is
Nah,
that
I wouldn't.
what is it? What kind of shirt it is that you wear? I'm told you wear some kind of, is it like a rock shirt or something, or is there some kind of tradition you do before games?
Nah, I don't be doing what you do. I think you think you're probably thinking of Rob Hunt. We win all like
Oh,
the
Rob's
legend
painting,
online.
Rob's painting his nails and he's doing all kinds of stuff. He's a little bit out there. He's a lot edgier than most people out there. Okay, so you have because I was told that you had like some kind of pregame tradition. So you don't have any pregame traditions before you start the game?
I just me. I just go out there, my headphones. I do a couple of drills and everything. I just sit down, and just look. Every stadium, no matter if I'm still playing at home, I just sit down, and look. Listen to the same song. I listen to Fantasia. Fantasia.
Fantasia?
What I see, yeah, it make me like just cool me down, and I just look and see where I'm at, and just take everything
Oh,
in.
okay. Okay, so you use Fantasia to kind of bring like some calmness, some levity
Yeah,
to the situation, whereas others might use some DMX or some heavy metal or something to get jacked up. You're going the
yeah,
other way.
most definitely.
All right. All right. Robert Jones, by the way, Miami Dolphins guard, joining us here on the program. So far, Robert, be honest now, who's been the toughest opponent you have faced? That when you were done that day or that quarter or that practice, I don't know where it's been. you were like, damn, dude, this guy was a load all freaking day. Give me the guy that's giving you the most trouble.
Um, I think the best D tackle I went against so far was probably Malik Collins from Houston, Texas. Like he was a good player, good savvy player. You know, he got a lot of moves and pass rush and everything. You know, he had me working all day. He most definitely one of the best D tackles in the league when it comes to pass rush.
So explain to us in layman's terms, obviously, because you're a hell of a lot smarter than we are when it comes to football and X's and O's, but in simple terms to us, because some people will tell you playing guard is like you're fighting in a phone booth, and then playing, tackle, you're kind of out in space a little bit more. So talk to me about the differences, because obviously you played a lot of tackle and now you've played a lot of guard. So what's the difference in playing guard for you? Describe to us the difference?
Oh, for me, playing guard, everything just happened way more faster. You go against stronger players inside, so you usually got to be ready to fight. Like you go right there, you got to be ready to anchor. You can't think about being slow with your hands. You got to be able to get your hands on people fast and be able to move fast, because you get some quick guys like the Arizonas in the league who can move fast. So you got to be able to redirect and good. But everything happened more faster other than like playing tackle you on the island. So you're going to get more speed on the edge, but you're going to get lighter guys also. So like, you get a tackle, go get some edge rushers, you get your hands, you might can shut them down, but they got more moves. But you're going inside, the boy's stronger. So you got to be able to, be able to control yourself and just be strong.
What does it say to you how much they've used you, whether you were playing left guard? And if I remember correctly, when Shell got injured, they kicked Hunt out to right tackle and put you at right guard too, right?
Yeah.
If I'm correct. So they have counted on you in key moments, man. That's got to make you feel. I know you want to start full time and be a full time starter, and get the credit you deserve and all that kind of stuff. But the fact that you stayed ready and have helped out on either side, that says a lot about them, and it says a lot about you.
Just when you're not that starter guy, you just got to always stay ready. You got to be able to play multiple positions. And you got to make sure, you stay in your playbook. You stay, doing all the, techniques and everything for when your number's called, no matter when it's called, because you never know when it can be called. You just be ready to go out there, don't overthink things. Go out there, help the team win, because at the end of the day, that's all it's about. It's not about making yourself look good. It's about going out there and do everything you possibly can to help the team win.
What are you doing now, Robert? What are you working on specifically? I know you guys are all going to say, well, we're working on everything, but there's got to be a part of your game this offseason and you're saying, okay, I definitely need to improve in this area to make me a better player. What is that?
Something I've been really working on, been doing for a little minute so far now. I've been doing Pilates, just getting strong in the core and everything, back, growing everything, just getting strong. And I think Pilates has really helped me, just be a better old lineman. And then I started yoga in a couple of weeks just to be more flexible. So those are the two things I've been really working on that I think it helped me take my, game to the next level.
Are those the things that will help you get lower for leverage and those kind of things that you need at that position? Is that kind of what will help you in that transition?
Oh yeah, and just be stronger, just be able to not use, so much of my lats and everything, and be able to use my core more. And I think that just make me a stronger lineman.
So what's the goal this offseason or this season? How much do you want to be a starter? What have they told you? What kind of competition are you going to be involved in?
Man, I really ain't talked to them yet. I don't know what's gonna happen going forward, but me, I'm just, trying to get my body right. And when you go into training camp, just go out there and compete. And I'm just out there trying to win the job, if that's a starting job or a backup job. I'm just trying to win the job.
Okay. So what's Robert Jones do for fun? Are you a movies guy?
Man, I love going to the movies. I just went to the movies last night to see Creed. Man, amazing movie.
Creed 3?
Yeah,
Right,
Creed 3.
So how does it rank compared to 1 and 2, man?
I liked it a lot. Everybody got their own opinions. I probably like Creed 1 first because it's the first one, and I think I like Creed 3. But Creed 3 was really good. Other than watching movies, I like playing video games. I got me a PC. I'll be playing like Grand Theft Auto role play. I play Modern Warfare. I play all them type of games, 2K. But
Are
movies is really
you
my thing.
interacting with people while you're playing games? Are you talking with the people you're playing with?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I go on IG Live a lot until I just tell people to add me. I don't have a Twitch and everything set up yet. I got it, but I just ain't set it up yet. But
Well,
I be going on
you
IG
gotta
Live,
tell us
tell
what
people
your
to add
Twitch
me.
is so we can promote it, bro. Come on.
Most definitely, I got you.
By the way, last week I was watching your boy Tyreek in the Drone Racing League.
Oh yeah,
That shit was cool, dude. I've never been to a drone racing league, and I got to tell you something, Robert. They know. I mean, there was like 10,000 people there, man. It was a lot of fun. Kids were at it. Tyreek was cool, like he always is. I thought that was a really cool thing. Have you seen that drone racing league stuff? It's pretty
no, I
interesting.
haven't. I haven't seen it yet, but I know Tyreek's a gamer for sure. Like he loves all type of games. Like he just, he a game all day. He asks you if you want to play with him.
Okay, all right. So what is Robert Jones' top 3 movies that he's watched in the last few months?
The last few months, all right. See, I'm trying to think about it. Avatar was a good movie for sure. The
I
new
haven't
Avatar,
seen
The Way of Water.
Okay.
I liked it. I feel like they overdid it a little bit, but I liked it a lot. Um, hmm. I think my other 2 movies I watch all the time is
Okay.
Paid in Full and American Gangster. I watch them 2 movies all the time. Like I could watch it over and over again.
American Gangster is awesome, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
That
I'm gonna go see 65 today, so I'm ready.
Okay. All right, good. You married or a girlfriend or single here in South Florida?
I'm single in South Florida.
Okay. All right, cool. That's cool and it's dangerous too. You know what I'm saying, Robert? It's
Yeah, for sure.
you got to be really, really careful overall. So let me ask you something. Your favorite thing about playing with Tua Tagovailoa is?
Man, he a dog. Like people don't know that. Like it'd be so
I,
much stuff going
I try
on.
to explain. I try to explain it to people all the time. Maybe because he's not 6'5", 260 or something. I try to tell these people that this is a badass boy. You just got to,
Man,
it's
he a
just
dog.
you guys see, to me, what happened this year with the Miami Dolphins, Robert, was a shit ton of bad luck.
Yeah.
I thought you guys had so many ridiculous injuries this year that it just took away from the team. And I don't even think that Tua will have the kind of issues he's had this past year with the concussions. I think that was freakish too, on top of all of that. To me, that's what brought me down for this season, because I think you guys would have made a lot of noise in the hell. You almost beat Buffalo, dude. You almost beat Buffalo. Okay. You get that play in on time on 4th and 1. And I think you're driving for the win, to be quite honest with you. And you guys played Buffalo really good all 3 times. Probably should have won all 3. And to me, I think this is a really good team that had a crap ton of bad luck. How do you see it?
Oh yeah, it was like, just playing this game, it's gonna be injuries, and just goes to show what the front office upstairs does. Because we had a lot of guys, me included, step up when guys went down and went out there, played their ass off and was able to like compete before we could win or close enough to get the win. So that's like just go toodles to the guys upstairs, just making sure we got enough guys. But it's just part of the game. Injuries always come. That's why the backups, we always got to stay ready no matter what, because you don't know when your number's going to be called, and when it's called, it's time to go out there and play and act like you don't miss a step.
And by the way, with Teron Armstead around, nobody can make excuses, because that guy was playing with 104 injuries. I mean, Jesus Christ, he was adding a new injury every week, and he kept playing. Amazing.
Man, he a tough dude. I learned a lot from him this year, and you just see his toughness and how much he cares for the game. A lot of guys, he went through a lot of things, and that's just part of the game. Injuries come, and a lot of guys would have sat down and called it quits. But he fought day in, day out during the week, so he could be able to play with us on Sunday and help the team win. And he put the team first.
Can you specifically tell me one thing that you learned from Teron Armstead that you will take with you forever?
The main thing I learned from it was like really just understanding how to be a pro when it comes to just football wise, looking at the game, and just getting ready for the game, getting your body ready. Just that aspect, all the little things that it takes to take your game to the next level. Doing extra work on Tuesdays with them on our off days, and just looking at the game in a whole different perspective and the lens than how you'll look at it when you first come in the league. That's just the main thing I learned from just how to be a pro.
Good stuff. Robert, really appreciate you taking some time. You got a social media handle that you want to promote out there so people can follow you?
Most definitely. My Instagram is _selfmade, period, Big Rob.
Self-made, period, Big Rob?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I like it. All right. We'll follow you. We'll follow you on Instagram there. And you are self-made, my man. And by the way, there is nothing more satisfying than that.
Yeah, most definitely.
That is good.
Appreciate
Robert,
you, boss.
thank you for taking some time, man. I really appreciate it. Look forward to doing it again throughout the season.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Robert. Be good.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Robert Jones, baby. Guard for your Miami Dolphins. Really kind enough to give us a lot of time here and go over his short career here with the Dolphins. And hopefully it's a nice long one.